Imagine a life where everything you desire flows to you, effortlessly: abundance, love, success. What if I told you that you already have the power to make that a reality? It all starts with aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions. In this video, we're diving deep into the science of manifestation, showing you how to tap into the universe's endless potential, ready to transform your life from the inside out. Let's unlock the secrets to creating the life you've always dreamed of. There exists within every human being a force so profound, so constant, and yet so easily overlooked that it becomes almost invisible. It is not the strength of muscle, nor the sharpness of intellect, nor even the circumstances one is born into. This power is thought. Not thought as idle chatter, but thought as the silent architect of destiny. Every movement of life, every condition we call reality, every joy or sorrow we meet, has its beginning in the invisible workshop of the mind. Most people believe the world around them is dictated by chance, by the shifting winds of fate, or by the random cruelty of circumstance. They live as though life is something that happens to them rather than something that happens through them. Yet when we strip away the illusions, when we look deeper than appearances, we discover a staggering truth. The outer world is only the echo of the inner world. The mind in its unseen activity is the seed of every visible condition. Consider the building of a house. Before a single brick is laid, the architect has already seen it. Every line, every doorway, every foundation exists first in the blueprint. The construction does not begin with wood or stone. It begins with vision. And just as the house cannot contradict its blueprint, your life cannot contradict the images impressed upon your mind. You are the architect, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Your thoughts are the lines drawn in silence, and the circumstances of your life are the bricks and mortar assembled according to that design. But here lies the paradox: though every man and woman carries this infinite potential, most live blind to it. They look to outer causes, luck, politics, other people's actions, and forget that the true cause resides in their own consciousness. They speak of bad breaks, good fortune, or being in the right place at the right time, but what they fail to see is that their inner state has already invited, created, and aligned with the very experiences they encounter. The silent builder never stops. Whether you command it consciously or leave it to habit, it is building. This power is impartial. It is not moral in the sense of favoring the good over the bad. It is obedient. It will build a palace out of faith or a prison out of fear. If you supply it with limitation, it will construct walls that trap you. If you feed it with visions of abundance, it will craft doors that open to opportunity. It is the great servant, faithful, unerring, mathematical in its obedience. It cannot deny the instruction it has received, and the instruction is nothing more than the thoughts you sustain, clothe with feeling, and repeat until they take root. Here is where the real challenge arises. Most people do not realize the power of their daily inner dialogue. They let fear run unchecked, allowing their imagination to paint vivid pictures of loss, rejection, or failure. They rehearse pain more often than joy, conflict more often than peace, and yet they are surprised when these very conditions appear in their lives. They say, "I knew this would happen," never realizing that it did not happen at all. It was built. But just as ignorance of gravity does not prevent its pull, ignorance of this law does not excuse its operation. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, the silent builder is always at work. The question is not whether the law functions. The question is whether you will learn to function with it. To recognize this truth is both unsettling and liberating. Unsettling because it forces us to confront our own responsibility. If thought precedes form, then we can no longer blame life for what we have drawn into it. But liberating because in the same instant, we realize we are never victims. If the power that creates worlds lives within our own thought, then no condition is final, no pattern is permanent, and no situation is beyond transformation. This is why ancient teachers, mystics, and philosophers have repeated for centuries that man is not merely flesh and bone, but spirit and mind clothed in form. The brain is not the source of thought, it is the instrument. The mind is the musician, and when the musician learns to play with mastery, the discord of life begins to dissolve into harmony. The unseen shapes the seen. The invisible becomes visible. Your life is the condensation of thought. Now imagine this. If every experience begins in thought, then what possibilities open when you begin to consciously choose your thoughts? What new life could be built if instead of rehearsing fear, you rehearsed faith? If instead of clinging to memories of lack, you held steady visions of abundance? The same law that has unknowingly created struggle can with equal certainty create freedom. The same silent builder that once constructed chains can construct wings. This is the invitation to awaken to your role as the architect, to stop living as if the mind is a mirror, passively reflecting the world, and to realize it is a projector shaping it, to cease begging life for change and instead begin to command change by altering the inner blueprint. The mind does not argue, it accepts. And because it accepts, it builds. The power is already yours. The question is, will you use it knowingly? Let this truth settle deeply within you. You are not powerless. You are not condemned by circumstance, fate, or accident. You are the silent builder, clothed in human form, constructing every moment with the unseen force of thought. To awaken to this is to reclaim the most sacred of all responsibilities, the responsibility to think with intention, and in that responsibility lies freedom. For once you know you are the architect, you will never again confuse yourself with the prisoner. If there is one principle that governs all of life, it is this: thought precedes form. Every result you see around you, whether in your body, your finances, your relationships, or your environment, began as a formless idea, a silent impression in the unseen. This is not speculation, it is law. And to ignore this law is to live blindfolded, stumbling through conditions you mistakenly believe to be random, when in truth, they are precise reflections of your inner state. The universe is not a chaos of disconnected events. It is an ordered field of intelligence governed by immutable laws. Just as gravity operates without bias, so too does the law of thought. If you step off a ledge, gravity does not pause to consider your worthiness or intent it acts. Likewise, the law of thought responds to the convictions you hold within, not to your wishes or passing words, but to the vibration of belief that saturates your mind. The law is impartial. It does not favor good over bad, hope over fear, or abundance over lack. It magnifies whatever is most consistently impressed upon it. This is why some live in cycles of struggle, while others live in streams of growth. It is not because one is more deserving than the other. It is because one has aligned their thought with harmony, while the other unknowingly sustains images of conflict. The law does not ask which you prefer. It only reflects what you have chosen consciously or unconsciously to believe. The order of creation always follows the same sequence: thought to belief to form. Before a building rises, there is a blueprint. Before a word is spoken, there is intention. Before a condition manifests, there is a thought sustained long enough to sink into belief. The brain is not the source of this process. It is only the receiver and interpreter. The true source is consciousness itself, what mystics have called the universal mind. Your personal thought is not separate from this vast intelligence. It is a channel through which the universal law flows into form. Think of the farmer. He does not plant seeds of thorns and expect roses. He does not scatter weeds and wait for wheat. The seed determines the harvest. In the same way, the thoughts you plant in the soil of your subconscious mind will in time produce conditions that match their nature. Fear sown daily cannot yield peace. Resentment cultivated continually cannot bring love. The harvest is exact. Yet the farmer also knows that the soil does not argue with him. If he changes the seed, the soil obeys. And so it is with your mind. The moment you begin to sow new thoughts, clear, consistent, and emotionally charged, the law receives them and begins its silent work of transformation. But here is the subtlety. Thought alone is not enough. A thought spoken once without feeling glances off the surface of the mind. For thought to create it must be accepted as true, felt as real, and sustained with conviction. This is why mere words of affirmation spoken mechanically often fail. The law does not respond to empty phrases. It responds to belief clothed in emotion. What you feel deeply and hold steadily becomes the mold into which the universe pours itself. This is also why fear is so powerful. Not because it is stronger than faith, but because it is often felt more intensely. The trembling image of loss entertained repeatedly becomes an instruction to the law, and the law obeys. It gathers conditions, people, and opportunities that confirm the fear. It does not question your motive. It does not discern whether the belief is wanted or unwanted. It simply magnifies the pattern you present. Here lies both peril and promise. Peril because ignorance of this law does not exempt you from its operation. Even unconscious fears left unchecked will construct forms in your life. But promise, because the very law that builds limitation will with equal certainty build freedom once you supply it with a new blueprint. You need not beg the law to serve you. It already is. You need only direct it with clarity, faith, and consistency. This is why discipline of thought is the highest discipline of life. To master thought is to master creation itself. The careless mind scattered by outer appearances becomes a slave to conditions. The disciplined mind centered on truth becomes the master of conditions. The world does not answer what you occasionally wish for. It answers what you continually believe. So ask yourself, what is the dominant atmosphere of your thought? Do you rehearse fear more than faith? Do you dwell on lack more than abundance? Do you feed resentment more than love? These are not idle habits. They are blueprints, and the structures of your life will rise in their likeness. The invitation then is not to live in fear of your thoughts, but to live in awareness of them, to treat them not as casual whispers, but as commands written into law, to pause before entertaining images of failure and instead feed the images of success, to shift from passive reaction to active creation. For every moment you think you are instructing the silent builder, every word spoken inwardly with conviction is a stone laid in the edifice of your life. Understand this clearly. You are not at the mercy of fate. You are at the mercy of your own thought, and thought is within your control. You cannot always control what passes briefly across the screen of your mind, but you can control what you dwell upon, what you rehearse, what you impress with feeling. That choice is the axis of freedom. That choice is the law of creation in operation. And so the law stands faithful and unchanging, as within, so without, as believed, so lived. You need not wait for permission to use it. You are already using it. The question is whether you will use it blindly, allowing fear and habit to dictate your blueprint, or use it consciously aligning with truth, harmony, and abundance. The silent builder is impartial. It does not rest. It does not argue. It creates. And what it creates will be nothing more and nothing less than the reflection of your thought. Every individual is surrounded by a world that seems fixed, solid, and unchangeable. We walk through cities built of stone, sit in homes made of wood and steel, and experience conditions that appear immovable. Yet behind every wall, every street, every relationship, and every opportunity is a deeper cause, the thought that first called it into existence. To understand this is to unlock the doorway to transformation. You do not live in a world of matter, but in a world of mind, clothed in appearances. The reality you face today is not the result of chance. It is the crystallization of yesterday's thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Your life is not a random collection of events. It is an organized structure built by the silent builder within the subconscious mind, according to the blueprint you have impressed upon it. If the outer world feels chaotic, look inward. If your circumstances seem heavy, examine the thoughts that gave them birth. For the world without is nothing more than the echo of the world within. This truth is at once humbling and empowering. Humbling because it reveals that many of the struggles we face were not imposed upon us by fate or fortune, but built by our own unconscious beliefs. Empowering because it shows us that if we created limitation unknowingly, we can create freedom deliberately. The same law that built yesterday's prison will, with perfect faithfulness, build tomorrow's palace if we supply it with a new pattern. To shape your reality consciously, you must first accept responsibility for your inner world. This is not blame, it is ownership. The moment you recognize that your thoughts are not mere shadows but creative forces, you reclaim your role as the architect of your destiny. You cease being a spectator and become a builder. You stop pleading with life to change and begin shaping life from within. But how does one begin? The first step is awareness. Most people live in mental autopilot, allowing the current of external conditions to dictate their inner atmosphere. They wake up and check the news, absorbing fear and division. They scroll through images of comparison, feeding doubt and inadequacy. They rehearse old hurts, refreshing the memory of wounds long past. All of these thoughts, entertained with feeling, become commands to the subconscious. And the subconscious, obedient and impartial, begins shaping conditions to match. To reverse this cycle, you must become vigilant of your inner conversation. Watch the words you repeat to yourself. Notice the images you dwell upon. Ask, if this thought were to take form, would I want to live within it? If the answer is no, release it. Replace it with a thought aligned with the life you desire. Do not underestimate the power of this practice. One thought held consistently and clothed in conviction has more power than 1,000 fleeting wishes. The second step is imagination. The mind creates through images. What you vividly picture and emotionally feel is impressed upon the subconscious as reality. Do not imagine vaguely, for the law does not work with confusion. Define your desire with clarity. If you seek health, picture yourself strong, energetic, and vibrant. Feel the ease of movement. If you desire abundance, see yourself surrounded by opportunities. Feel the security of sufficiency. If you long for love, imagine harmony, laughter, and companionship. Feel the warmth of connection. The law responds not to empty words, but to the emotional vibration of conviction. The third step is repetition. The subconscious is not moved by occasional impulses. It is reconditioned by consistent impressions. Just as a path is worn into the earth by many steps, so a new belief is worn into the mind by many affirmations, many visions, many moments of chosen thought. This is why daily practice is essential. Morning and evening, return to silence. Speak inwardly the condition you desire. Feel it as present, not distant. Let repetition carve new grooves into your consciousness until the old patterns dissolve and the new ones become natural. The final step is faith. Faith is not blind belief. It is the emotional certainty that what is unseen is already taking form. The farmer plants his seed and does not dig it up each day to check for growth. He knows the soil is faithful. He trusts the law of life. In the same way, when you impress a new thought upon your subconscious with sincerity, you must release it with trust. Do not contradict it with doubt. Do not undo it with fear. Hold it steadily and let the law do its work. Understand this clearly. Shaping your reality through thought is not about forcing the outer world to bend to your will. It is about aligning your inner world so precisely with the principles of creation that the outer world must by law conform. You are not commanding life as a tyrant. You are cooperating with life as a conscious creator. You are not begging for change. You are planting seeds with faith in the soil that never fails. When this becomes your way of living, struggle begins to dissolve. You stop chasing conditions and instead create them. You no longer pray as a beggar, but affirm as an architect. You begin to live in the quiet authority of one who understands cause and effect. The outer world may resist at first, for appearances are the last stage of thought, not the first. But if you remain faithful inwardly, the outer must eventually yield. The law cannot be broken. It can only be misused. So let this be your practice. Watch your thoughts, define your vision, repeat it daily, and hold it with faith. This is not theory, it is law. And as surely as the seed becomes the harvest, so your thought becomes form, you are shaping your reality in every moment. The only question is whether you will do so consciously or unconsciously, with clarity or with confusion, with faith or with fear. The silent builder never rests. It is always constructing. Let it now build for you not walls of limitation but pathways of freedom. Let it shape not echoes of old wounds but visions of new life. For as you align your thought with truth, the law will respond, and the reality you live tomorrow will be nothing more than the reflection of what you believe today. There is within you a silent worker, a hidden engine, a force that never pauses nor questions. While you sleep, it continues. While you doubt, it continues. While you rejoice or despair, still, it continues. This silent worker is the subconscious mind, also called the subjective mind. It is the builder of your life, the soil into which every thought is planted, the obedient servant that shapes reality in accordance with the patterns impressed upon it. Unlike your conscious mind, which argues, reasons, and selects, the subconscious does not debate. It does not weigh the evidence or test the logic. It simply accepts. Whatever is impressed upon it with conviction, especially when clothed in emotion, becomes the blueprint from which it constructs your life. It is impartial, exact, and unfailingly obedient. It does not ask whether a belief is true, whether it serves your highest good, or whether it leads to joy or suffering. It only asks, what has been given to me to build? This is both the source of your greatest power and the reason for your deepest pain. For if you have unconsciously impressed thoughts of lack, fear, or unworthiness upon your subconscious, it is built accordingly. It has attracted conditions, opportunities, and people who reflect those beliefs back to you. The law has not failed you, it has only obeyed you. And if you have wondered why certain patterns repeat in your life, why struggle seems to echo, why the same wounds appear in new forms, it is because the subconscious, faithful as ever, is still building from the old blueprint you supplied. The role of the subconscious is not mystical, it is mechanical, lawful, and precise. Just as water shapes itself to the form of its container, so the subconscious shapes itself to the form of your belief. It cannot contradict the conscious mind when that mind speaks with authority and emotion. It cannot reject an idea that is repeated with sincerity. Whether the idea is noble or destructive, expansive or limiting, it accepts and multiplies. This is why the ancients declared, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." For the heart here is not sentiment, but the seat of belief, the chamber of the subconscious, where thought takes root and becomes law. To understand the subconscious is to understand the law of creation itself. All that you experience outwardly, your health, your finances, your relationships, your opportunities, is but the harvest of what you have sown inwardly. The subconscious does not care about appearances. It cares only about impressions. Whatever is impressed, it expresses. Consider this carefully. Many people attempt to change their lives by sheer effort, struggling against outer conditions, wrestling with circumstances as if they were the cause. But the outer world is not the cause. It is the effect. To fight the effect is to battle shadows. Real transformation comes not from rearranging the visible, but from reprogramming the invisible. It comes from supplying the subconscious with new instructions and allowing the law to unfold them into form. Think of your subconscious as fertile soil. If you plant seeds of weeds, the soil will grow weeds. If you plant seeds of wheat, the soil will grow wheat. The soil does not discriminate. Its role is to nurture whatever is sown. In the same way, if you continually plant thoughts of fear, lack, or resentment, your subconscious will nurture those thoughts until they grow into conditions of fear, lack, and resentment in your life. But if you plant thoughts of abundance, peace, and strength, those too will grow. The soil cannot help but obey the seed. The great error is that most people allow their subconscious to be seeded by accident. They absorb impressions from the outer world news headlines, filled with fear, conversations dripping with negativity, memories steeped in pain, and they repeat these impressions until the subconscious accepts them. Then they wonder why life seems heavy or unfair. But life is not unfair. The law is exact. It is faithful to the seed. The tragedy is not the law, but the ignorance of how it operates. Yet, within this realization lies freedom. For if the subconscious has been building conditions you no longer desire, you are not condemned. The soil does not hold grudges. It is always ready to receive new seed. The moment you begin impressing it with new thoughts, new visions, and new emotions, it begins to shift. Old patterns fade, not because they were erased from the law, but because they were replaced with stronger, more dominant impressions. This is the role of the subconscious, to build faithfully and without rest, according to the strongest impressions it has received. It is the silent worker that never sleeps. It is the bridge between thought and form, the channel through which the infinite becomes personal, the obedient architect that shapes every aspect of your reality. To understand this role is to understand why transformation is not only possible, but inevitable when you take command of your thought. Therefore, your task is not to beg the subconscious for change. It does not respond to begging, it responds to conviction. Your task is not to fear it as though it were a hidden enemy. It is your greatest ally. Your task is to direct it consciously, deliberately, and faithfully. Speak to it in the language it understands: emotion, repetition, conviction. Present to it the blueprint you wish to see and trust that it will build accordingly. The subconscious is not idle. It is always at work. The question is, what instructions are you giving it? If you would change your world, change your seed. If you would change your circumstances, change your impressions. The subconscious will do the rest as surely as the soil grows the seed. And so the law that never sleeps continues. It listens not to your idle wishes, but to your sustained beliefs. It builds not from what you hope for, but from what you accept as true. Let this realization awaken you to a new way of living, no longer drifting in unconscious creation, but commanding with clarity. No longer blaming outer forces, but recognizing the silent builder within. For the role of the subconscious is eternal, impartial, and exact. And the moment you understand it, you hold in your hands the key to shaping destiny itself. Your life, as it stands today, is a direct reflection of the beliefs you have sustained over time. The world you experience, your relationships, your health, your finances, your opportunities is not random or accidental. It is the crystallization of the beliefs you hold within, whether you are consciously aware of them or not. Belief is the blueprint, and the universe responds to that blueprint with precision. Beliefs are not just thoughts you think occasionally or passively. They are the deeply held convictions that shape your world. What you truly believe to be true about yourself, about others, and about life will inevitably become your experience. If you believe the world is hostile, you will encounter hostility. If you believe you are unworthy, your life will reflect that lack of worth. If you believe abundance is your natural state, abundance will flow to you effortlessly. The law of the universe does not respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you believe at a subconscious level to be true. This is the power and the danger of belief. For beliefs are not easily shaken. They become the lens through which you interpret the world, and they shape the choices you make, the actions you take, and the opportunities you allow into your life. The belief that you are powerless will create a life in which you feel powerless. The belief that you are abundant will create a life in which you feel abundant. Your beliefs do not merely influence your thoughts, they dictate the circumstances that surround you. Consider the example of two people in identical circumstances. One believes that life is a struggle and that nothing good ever comes easily. The other believes that life is abundant and that everything they desire is already on its way to them. These two people, despite having the same external environment, will live entirely different lives because their beliefs shape the way they act, the way they interpret the world, and the way they respond to challenges. One person may be mired in frustration and fear, while the other may remain calm and confident, attracting success and peace. It is not the conditions that create the difference, but the beliefs that shape how those conditions are perceived and acted upon. The universe is always responding to your dominant beliefs. It brings you more of what you believe you deserve, whether it is good or bad, easy or difficult, joyful or painful. Therefore, if you wish to change your life, you must change your beliefs. The power to transform your life lies within your capacity to shift the belief patterns that are limiting you. Your beliefs do not just affect your material reality, they also impact your inner world, your emotions, and your well-being. The belief that you are worthy of love will attract loving relationships. The belief that you are healthy and vital will draw to you vitality and well-being. Conversely, The belief that you are unworthy or sick will create experiences that reinforce these falsehoods. The law does not discern whether your beliefs are positive or negative. It only reflects back to you whatever you impress upon it. This process is not mysterious. It is a fundamental law of creation. The subconscious mind receives and acts upon whatever you impress upon it, particularly those beliefs that are repeated with emotion and conviction. The more deeply you feel a belief to be true, the more it is ingrained in your subconscious, and the more the law of the universe will conform your outer reality to match that belief. This is why deep-seated beliefs, often formed in childhood or through repeated experiences, tend to dominate the adult's life. But just as the subconscious is influenced by deeply held beliefs, it can also be reprogrammed. If you have been living under the belief that you are unworthy, unhealthy, or unsuccessful, the good news is that those beliefs are not permanent. They can be changed. The subconscious mind is always open to new impressions, especially when they are accompanied by emotional conviction and repeated over time. If you consciously begin to plant new beliefs in your worth, to your health, and your potential, and nurture them with consistent affirmation, visualization, and emotional intensity, your subconscious will begin to accept them as truth. To reprogram your beliefs, you must begin by identifying the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. What are the deep convictions you hold about yourself and your life? Do you believe that success is for others, not for you? Do you believe that love is a rare gift reserved for a few and not available to everyone? Do you believe that the financial abundance is only for the lucky or privileged, not for people like you? These beliefs, though perhaps buried deep in your subconscious, are actively shaping your life. The first step is awareness. Bring these beliefs to the surface. Examine them honestly. Ask yourself, are these beliefs truly mine? Do they serve me? Are they aligned with the truth of my potential? The second step is replacement. Once you identify a limiting belief, replace it with a belief that is empowering and aligned with the life you wish to create. If you have believed that success is out of reach, replace that with the belief that success is your natural state and you are deserving of all the success life has to offer. If you have believed that love is elusive, replace that with the belief that you are worthy of unconditional love and love is always available to you. The third step is repetition. As with all forms of reprogramming, consistency is key. Do not expect immediate results, but trust the process. Reaffirm the new belief daily. Visualize yourself living in alignment with this belief. Speak it aloud with conviction. Feel the emotional power of the new belief as if it were already true. As you repeat this process, your subconscious will begin to accept the new belief as reality, and it will start to shape your outer world accordingly. This is the power of belief. When you change your beliefs, you change your life. The universe will no longer reflect back to you the images of limitation and lack. Instead, it will reflect back to you the images of possibility and abundance. You will start to attract opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your new beliefs. What once seemed out of reach will begin to draw closer. What once felt impossible will begin to unfold. But always remember, belief is the foundation upon which your life is built. If you wish to live a life of peace, joy, and abundance, you must begin by cultivating those beliefs within. Change your beliefs, and you change your world. The law that never sleeps is always listening. It is not judging. It is simply reflecting back to you what you believe, no more, no less. Therefore, your task is clear. Believe in your potential and watch the universe respond. The law of manifestation is simple, but its application is profound. At its core, manifestation is the process by which invisible thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are brought into form. The universe is constantly responding to the mental images and emotional vibrations we project, whether we are conscious of it or not. What you think, feel, and believe becomes your reality. But to truly master this law, you must understand its mechanics and, more importantly, align yourself consciously with the principles of creation. Manifestation begins with thought. Thoughts are the seeds that plant the future. Every thought you hold, whether fleeting or persistent, creates a mental image. This image is then impressed upon the subconscious mind, which begins to bring it into form. If the thought is positive, empowering, and aligned with your true desires, it will attract the circumstances, opportunities, and people necessary to bring that thought into reality. But if the thought is negative, fearful, or misaligned, it will attract the opposite. The law is impartial. It simply reflects the energy of your thoughts. The key to manifesting deliberately, therefore, lies in your ability to focus your thoughts on what you want rather than what you fear or do not want. The more specific and vivid the mental image, the more the subconscious mind will act upon it. Vague wishes will produce vague results. But when you clearly define what you want, whether it's abundance, love, health, or success, and hold that image with emotional intensity, you begin to send a clear signal to the universe. The more consistent and sustained the thought, the more power it gains. The law of manifestation operates with precision, and its power is activated through belief and emotion. Many people believe that manifestation is a mysterious or magical process, something that requires special abilities or unique gifts. But in truth, manifestation is simply the consistent application of natural laws. It is not about forcing the world to conform to your wishes. It is about aligning yourself with the laws of creation that are already in motion. You are not trying to change the universe to suit your desires. You are changing your inner state to align with the abundance, success, and fulfillment that is already available to you. The first step in mastering manifestation is to align your thoughts with your desires. This alignment begins with clarity. What do you truly want? What are the details of your ideal life? Be specific. If you desire financial abundance, picture what that looks like for you. Is it a specific amount of money? Is it a lifestyle of freedom and security? If you want love, see yourself in a loving, fulfilling relationship. Imagine the feelings of joy, connection, and support. If you want health, visualize yourself vibrant, strong, and full of energy. The clearer and more specific the vision, the easier it is for the subconscious mind to work toward its manifestation. The second step is believe with conviction that you are worthy of what you desire. Often we limit our ability to manifest because we do not believe we deserve the things we want. Deep within, we may feel unworthy of success, abundance, or love, and this belief sabotages our efforts. To master manifestation, you must raise your self-worth to the level of your desires. Affirm to yourself that you are deserving of everything you seek. Visualize yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the emotions of having it now, not in the distant future. Belief is the key to unlocking the flow of manifestation. The third step is to engage your emotions. Thoughts alone are not enough. The law of manifestation responds to emotional energy. It is not enough to think about what you want. You must feel it as if it is already happening. The universe does not respond to words or thoughts in isolation. It responds to the vibration they carry. Emotions are the fuel that powers the law of manifestation. When you think about your desire and feel the joy, gratitude, or excitement as if it is already yours, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe. This emotional resonance amplifies your thoughts, giving them the energy needed to bring them into form. The fourth step is take inspired action. Manifestation is not about waiting passively for your desires to appear. It is about aligning your inner world with the outer world so that inspired action flows effortlessly toward you. When you are in alignment with your desires, opportunities will naturally present themselves. You may receive intuitive insights, ideas, or impulses that guide you toward the right actions. The universe does not deliver its gifts through passive waiting. It delivers them through the active participation of those who are in alignment with their desires. Take action that feels inspired and aligned with your vision. But here's where many falter: they are not patient enough. Manifestation takes time. It is not always an instant process. The seeds you plant today may not sprout immediately, but that does not mean they are not growing. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your desires to fruition. Your job is to remain faithful to the process. Hold your vision with unwavering belief and trust that the universe will bring it to you in perfect timing. Patience and faith are essential ingredients in mastering manifestation. One of the most powerful tools you can use in manifestation is affirmations. Affirmations are powerful because they speak directly to the subconscious mind, shifting the beliefs you hold about yourself and your reality. They help to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Affirmations should be present tense, positive, and emotionally charged. For example, instead of saying, "I will be rich," say, "I am financially abundant and secure." Instead of saying, "I hope to find love," say, "I am surrounded by love and attract loving relationships." Repeating affirmations consistently will reprogram your subconscious mind and align you with the vibration of your desires. The final step in mastering the law of manifestation is to release attachment to the outcome. While it is important to hold your vision and believe in your desires, you must also let go of the need to control how and when they will manifest. The law works best when you trust in its process and let go of any impatience or desperation. When you release attachment, you allow the universe to bring you what you need in the perfect form, timing, and sequence. Sometimes the universe has a better plan for you than you could ever imagine, and by releasing control, you allow it to unfold in the best possible way. To master manifestation is to align with the natural rhythms of the universe. It is to realize that everything you desire is already available to you in the invisible realm waiting for you to claim it. Thought, belief, emotion, action, and faith. These are the keys that unlock the law of manifestation. And when you align them with clarity, conviction, and patience, you will see your desires take shape in the physical world. The law is always at work, always creating. You are the architect of your reality, and manifestation is your tool. Use it consciously with purpose and with faith, and you will become a master creator of your life. At the heart of every human experience lies a profound truth that has been known to mystics, sages, and philosophers for centuries. There is one mind that flows through all of us, an infinite intelligence that governs the entire universe. This mind is not confined to your brain, your thoughts, or even your body. It is the universal mind, the source of all creation, the intelligence that moves the stars and shapes the seasons, and it is available to you as it is to all living things. To understand the universal mind is to unlock the key to creation itself. It is the matrix through which all things come into being. It is impersonal, impartial, and infinite in scope, yet it expresses itself in a personal and individual way through each of us. Just as a wave is not separate from the ocean, your thoughts are not separate from the vast intelligence that shapes the cosmos. You are a focal point of this intelligence, a center through which the infinite mind expresses itself in form. This universal mind is not abstract. It is not a distant force beyond your comprehension. It is not something out there to be worshipped or feared. It is within you. It is the source of your thoughts, your emotions, your ideas, your creativity. It is the intelligence that orchestrates the rhythm of your heart, the growth of your cells, and the movement of your breath. Every thought you think is part of this greater mind, and every belief you hold is an expression of this infinite intelligence. The universal mind is not a passive observer. It is the creative force of the universe. It is not bound by time, space, or form. It knows no limitations. It is a field of infinite possibilities, and within that field, everything exists. Whether it is a tree, a mountain, a star, or a human being, it all springs from the same source. And just as it creates galaxies, it is equally capable of creating your personal reality. What you think and believe it receives and expresses. Your individual mind is not separate from the universal mind. It is simply a point of focus, a lens through which the vast intelligence of the universe expresses itself. Just as a drop of water is not separate from the ocean, your thoughts are not separate from the universal intelligence that shapes the world. The power to create, to manifest, and to transform your life lies in your ability to tap into this infinite intelligence, to align your thoughts and beliefs with the greater mind that governs all things. What is most powerful about this realization is that the universal mind is impersonal. It does not favor one person over another. It does not judge, discriminate, or choose sides. It simply responds to the vibration of your thoughts. If your thoughts are aligned with abundance, success, and joy, then the universal mind will bring more of that into your life. If your thoughts are aligned with fear, lack, or limitation, the universal mind will bring more of that into your experience. The law of the universe operates with mathematical precision. It does not care whether your thoughts are positive or negative. It simply magnifies whatever you impress upon it. The universal mind responds not to what you say or wish for, but to what you believe to be true. Belief is the frequency at which the universe responds. If you believe in abundance, health, and happiness, the universal mind will express those beliefs in your life. If you believe in scarcity, illness, and failure, the universal mind will express those beliefs instead. You are not a passive observer of the world. You are the creator of your experience. The thoughts and beliefs you hold shape the conditions and circumstances that manifest in your life. The universal mind simply responds to the frequency of your beliefs. But how does the universal mind express itself in you? How can you tap into its infinite intelligence? The first step is to recognize that you are not separate from the universe. You are a part of it. You are not an isolated individual lost in a random world. You are an extension of the universal intelligence, a focal point through which the infinite mind flows into form. When you understand this truth, you will realize that everything you need to create the life you desire is already within you. The universal mind is not outside of you waiting to be called upon. It is within you, guiding you, whispering its wisdom to you through your intuition, your creativity, your emotions, and your thoughts. The more you align yourself with the truth of who you are, the more you will begin to understand that you are a channel for the universe to express itself through. You are not an independent entity trying to force the universe to conform to your desires. You are a vessel through which the universe is unfolding itself. When you align your will with the will of the universal mind, you begin to create with ease and flow. The second step is to become aware of your thoughts and beliefs. Your thoughts are the seeds that the universal mind receives. Your beliefs are the patterns that shape the life you experience. If you want to change your life, you must first change the seeds you are planting in your subconscious mind. This is where true power lies. When you consciously choose the thoughts and beliefs that align with your desires, the universal mind will begin to work on your behalf, bringing into being the circumstances and conditions necessary to manifest those desires. The third step is to trust the process. The universal mind is always at work, and when you align your thoughts with your desires, the universe will begin to bring your desires into form. You may not always see the results immediately, but trust that the law is in motion. The seeds you plant today may not sprout tomorrow, but that does not mean they are not growing. The universe works in perfect timing. Trust the process and remain faithful to your vision, knowing that the universal mind is working behind the scenes to bring it to fruition. Finally, the fourth step is to align with the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled. The universal mind does not respond to what you say with your words. It responds to the emotional frequency you emit. If you want to manifest abundance, feel abundant. If you want to manifest love, feel loved. The universe responds to the emotional vibration of your thoughts, so immerse yourself in the feelings of joy, peace, and fulfillment that come with having what you desire. As you do, the universal mind will begin to bring your inner world into alignment with your outer world. In conclusion, the universal mind is infinite, impersonal, and responsive. It does not judge, it does not pick favorites, and it does not impose limitations. It simply reflects the beliefs, thoughts, and emotions you impress upon it. You are a point of focus for this infinite intelligence, and when you align your thoughts and beliefs with your desires, the universe will respond with precision, bringing into your life the experiences you consciously choose. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe expressing itself in human form. The world you see around you, your circumstances, your relationships, and your experiences is not the result of chance. It is the reflection of your beliefs, your thoughts, and the energy you project into the universe. One of the most transformative shifts you can make in your life is moving from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. Abundance is not a distant dream or a far-off ideal. It is your birthright, and it begins the moment you choose to align your thoughts and beliefs with the endless flow of universal supply. A mindset of lack is one of the greatest limitations a person can have. It operates on the belief that resources are finite, that there is not enough to go around, and that you must struggle, compete, and fight for what you want. It says, there isn't enough love, money, time, or opportunity, and it creates a world in which those very things are scarce. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear, doubt, and frustration, feeling as if you are always running just to stay in place. But the truth is that lack is an illusion. It is a belief, not a reality. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, operates on the principle of abundance. It is a vast, limitless field of potential, ever expanding and ever generating. There is no shortage of anything, whether it be love, health, wealth, or opportunity. Abundance is the natural state of the universe. What you perceive as lack is simply a result of the limiting beliefs you have been conditioned to accept as truth. To shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, you must first recognize the beliefs that are holding you in the energy of scarcity. These beliefs often come from early life experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures. They might sound like, money doesn't grow on trees, I'll never be rich, there's just not enough to go around, or I'm not deserving of success. These beliefs create a block that prevents you from receiving the flow of abundance that is already available to you. The first step in shifting your reality is to become aware of these limiting beliefs and consciously choose to release them. The second step is to replace the beliefs of lack with beliefs of abundance. To do this, you must begin to see the world through a different lens. Start by affirming that the universe is abundant and everything you need is already here for you. There is more than enough love, money, and opportunity for everyone. Abundance is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. It is available to all. You must affirm that you are worthy of it, that you are open to receiving it, and that there is no limitation to the flow of good in your life. The law of the universe responds to the energy you send out. When you hold beliefs of abundance, you align your energy with the natural flow of the universe. You send out a vibration of openness, receptivity, and trust that abundance is already on its way to you. And the law, as always, responds with precision, bringing circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with that energy. To begin this shift, start by changing your thoughts and actions in small but significant ways. Practice gratitude daily, even for the small things in your life. Gratitude is a powerful force because it shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already present. When you express gratitude for what you have, you send out a vibration of abundance. Gratitude attracts more to be grateful for. It opens the channels through which the universe flows its supply. Another powerful practice is visualization. Picture yourself living in a state of abundance. See yourself with all the money, health, love, and success you desire. Imagine what your life would look like, feel like, and even smell like if you were fully immersed in abundance. Feel the joy, the peace, and the excitement of having all of your needs and desires met effortlessly. The more vividly you can imagine this reality, the more you will align with the energy of abundance. The law of the universe does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It only responds to the energy you project. In addition to gratitude and visualization, take inspired action. The universe does not deliver abundance through passive wishing. It delivers it through inspired action. When you shift your mindset from lack to abundance, you will begin to feel a sense of inspiration, guidance, and intuition. These are the nudges of the universe, showing you the next steps toward your desires. Follow these nudges with trust, knowing that the universe is supporting your journey and guiding you toward your abundance. But what if you feel like you're not worthy of abundance? What if you've been conditioned to believe that you must work hard, sacrifice, or struggle to deserve good things? This belief is one of the most common barriers to abundance, and it must be addressed. Abundance is your birthright, and it is not tied to your effort, your worthiness, or your struggle. The universe does not operate on the principle of deserving. It operates on the principle of alignment. If you align your energy with abundance, it will flow to you. It is not a reward for effort. It is a response to the energy you project. To dissolve the belief that you must struggle for abundance, you must practice self-acceptance and self-worth. You are deserving of abundance simply because you are. There is no need to earn it or prove your worth. The moment you believe you are worthy of abundance, you become aligned with the flow of the universe, and everything you desire begins to manifest in your life. Shifting from lack to abundance is not a one-time event. It is a continual practice. Every day you must reaffirm your belief in abundance. Every day you must choose to release the limiting beliefs of scarcity and replace them with beliefs of prosperity. The more you practice, the more natural this shift will become. You will begin to see opportunities, synchronicities, and miracles appearing in your life as if by magic. And the truth is, it is not magic. It is the law of the universe responding to the vibration you send out. Remember, the universe is abundant and it responds to your beliefs. When you choose to believe in abundance, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. You are not separate from the universe. You are one with it. Abundance is not something you must chase. It is already within you, waiting to be recognized and embraced. The mind is a powerful tool capable of creating and shaping every experience of your life. However, as much as we may wish for transformation to happen instantly, the true secret to manifestation lies not in a fleeting thought or a single burst of inspiration, but in the consistency of your beliefs. Beliefs, when held steady and repeated, create the framework of your reality. Consistency is the key that turns a fleeting thought into a lasting result. The universe responds not to what you think once or twice, but to what you believe consistently. When we plant a seed in the ground, we do not doubt that it will grow as long as we consistently nurture it. We water it daily, ensure it gets sunlight, and protect it from harm. In the same way, the beliefs you hold, whether they are positive or negative, are seeds planted in the soil of your subconscious mind. If you want to see a different life, you must plant different seeds, and you must tend to them with the same consistency and care. Many people make the mistake of thinking that manifestation or change can occur in a single moment of inspiration. They may affirm their desires once, perhaps visualizing their dreams with passion, and expect immediate results. But transformation is not an event, it is a process. To create lasting change, your beliefs must become consistent and aligned with your desires. The mind cannot shift with a passing thought. It shifts with a repeated, unwavering commitment to a new belief system. Belief is not a single thought, but the sum of all the thoughts, emotions, and impressions that you repeatedly impress upon the subconscious mind. Just as a sculptor doesn't create a masterpiece with a single stroke, you don't shape your reality with a single thought. You create it with consistency over time. It is the repeated affirmation of truth, the ongoing vision of your desired outcome, the persistent feeling of having what you want that draws it into your life. The universe does not respond to conflicting thoughts. If you think one thing in the morning and another in the evening, you are sending mixed signals to the universe. This is why consistency is so crucial. If you want to manifest health, wealth, or happiness, you must affirm these beliefs throughout the day, no matter the circumstances. Consistency builds momentum. The more consistent you are, the more the universe begins to align with your thoughts. As the belief strengthens, so too does the reality you are creating. This principle applies to everything in life. If you want a strong body, you cannot exercise once a month and expect to be healthy. You must consistently take care of your body, feeding it the right nutrients and challenging it to grow. In the same way, your mind needs consistent nourishment. It needs to be fed with beliefs that align with your desires. The more consistently you feed your mind with thoughts of abundance, health, and love, the more your reality will shift to match those thoughts. Consider this: the beliefs that dominate your life today have been established through consistent thought patterns over time. If you were raised with the belief that money is hard to come by, you likely repeated this belief through your actions, your language, and your emotions. You might have seen your parents struggle with money, or you were taught that success was reserved for a select few. Over time, these beliefs were reinforced, and they became ingrained in your subconscious mind. They created the framework for your financial reality. But just as you formed those beliefs consistently over time, you can now replace them with new, more empowering beliefs. To shift your reality, you must build a new set of beliefs, ones that align with the life you want to create. But these new beliefs won't take root overnight. They need time, consistency, and emotional charge to gain power. Each time you reaffirm your new beliefs, you are watering the seed of transformation. Each time you speak, the affirmation, visualize your desired outcome and feel the emotions of already having it. You are reinforcing the new belief that will eventually create a new reality. It is the daily commitment to your new beliefs that makes the difference. This is why consistency is more important than intensity. While it is natural to feel a surge of inspiration after a motivational talk or a visioning session, the true transformation happens when you maintain that energy consistently. Inspiration alone is fleeting. It's the constant repetition of the new beliefs morning, noon, and night that builds the foundation for lasting change. There is an immense power in the daily practice of affirming and aligning with your beliefs. This is why successful people, those who manifest abundance and live extraordinary lives, have learned the art of consistent thinking. They don't rely on random bursts of motivation. They cultivate a lifestyle of consistent belief in their ability to succeed, to grow, and to live in alignment with their desires. Success is not built on one grand act, but on the consistent, steady effort of believing in your own potential. Consider the power of a river carving a canyon over thousands of years. It is not the power of the water at any given moment that shapes the land, but the constant flow of water over time. Similarly, it is not a single thought or affirmation that will shape your life, but the constant, unwavering flow of beliefs that align with your desires. As the river consistently flows, the land changes. As your beliefs consistently align with your desires, your reality shifts. The key to mastering this law is to create a rhythm, a daily practice that reinforces your new beliefs. Whether it's through visualization, affirmations, journaling, or meditation, create a routine that consistently reaffirms the life you are creating. Your mind, like the river, will begin to carve new paths. Over time, your beliefs will reshape your subconscious, and your outer reality will reflect those inner changes. Remember, consistency does not mean rigid perfection. It means commitment. It means returning to your new beliefs every day, even when the old doubts and fears arise. It means continuing to water the seeds of your dreams, even when the fruits have not yet appeared. Transformation is not a sprint. It is a marathon. The more you commit to consistently living in alignment with your new beliefs, the more your reality will bend to match those beliefs. In the end, the power of consistency lies in its ability to turn fleeting inspiration into lasting transformation. You have the power to reshape your life, one thought, one belief, one consistent action at a time. Your life, as you experience it today, is the direct result of the beliefs you hold, whether you are consciously aware of them or not. Beliefs are the architects of your reality. They are the invisible blueprints that shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately the world around you. Everything you see and experience is built upon a foundation of belief, and those beliefs, whether they serve you or limit you, are what create the conditions of your life. Think of your mind as a building site. The beliefs you hold are the designs, the plans, and the instructions that the subconscious mind follows in constructing your reality. If the belief is one of limitation, struggle, or scarcity, then that is what your subconscious will build into your life. If the belief is one of possibility, abundance, and success, that too will be what your subconscious mind creates. Your beliefs are the force behind every experience, every relationship, and every circumstance you encounter. One of the most profound truths you can come to understand is that you are not a passive participant in life. You are not a victim of fate or circumstance. You are the creator, the architect, and the builder of your own reality. The events and conditions you face in life are not the result of random chance. They are the results of the beliefs you have held consciously or unconsciously over time. You are not born with beliefs. They are acquired over time, shaped by the people around you, your experiences, and the messages you receive from society. But just as these beliefs were formed, they can be transformed. You have the power to change the blueprint of your life at any moment. Your beliefs are formed early in life, often before you have the mental capacity to critically examine them. They are formed by the messages you receive from your family, your culture, and your environment. These early beliefs are powerful because they are accepted without question and deeply imprinted in the subconscious mind. As a child, you may have adopted the belief that money is hard to come by, that you are not worthy of success, or that love is something you must earn. These beliefs, no matter how ingrained, are not truth. They are simply programming. And just as you were programmed to believe certain things, you can reprogram your mind to believe something different. Belief is not just an abstract idea. It is a living force that shapes your perceptions and guides your actions. What you believe to be true about yourself, about others, and about the world will directly influence how you act, how you perceive situations, and how you respond to opportunities. A person who believes they are unworthy of success will unconsciously sabotage their own efforts, pushing away opportunities and remaining stuck in a cycle of frustration. Conversely, a person who believes they are worthy of success will naturally align their actions and choices with their vision, attracting success and abundance with ease. The beliefs you hold act as filters through which you experience the world. They determine how you perceive circumstances and interpret events. If you believe that life is hard, then everything you encounter will be viewed through that lens. You will see struggle, limitation, and hardship in every situation. If you believe that life is abundant, you will find evidence of abundance everywhere you look. Your beliefs shape your perceptions, and your perceptions shape your reality. Here lies the power of belief. What you believe, you become. The more you believe something to be true, the more it becomes your reality. This is why belief is so powerful. It is the fundamental force behind all manifestation. It is the driving force that shapes the conditions of your life, whether those beliefs are empowering or limiting. The good news is that just as you can choose your beliefs, you can also choose to change them. Changing your beliefs is not about forcing yourself to believe something you do not yet believe. It is about replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. It is about consciously choosing to believe in your potential, your worth, and the infinite possibilities available to you. It is about becoming aware of the beliefs that no longer serve you and replacing them with beliefs that align with the life you wish to create. To change your beliefs, you must first identify the ones that are limiting you. What beliefs do you hold about money, love, success, health, and relationships? Do you believe that money is scarce, that you are unworthy of love, or that success is difficult to attain? These beliefs, while they may feel like truth, are merely programs you have adopted over time. They are not permanent, and they do not define you. Once you have identified these limiting beliefs, the next step is to replace them with empowering beliefs. Affirmations are a powerful tool for this process. An affirmation is a statement that you repeat with conviction and belief, designed to reprogram your subconscious mind. For example, if you have the belief that success is hard to achieve, replace it with the affirmation, "Success flows to me effortlessly and with ease." Repeat this affirmation daily and feel the truth of it in your body. The more you repeat it, the more it will become ingrained in your subconscious mind, and the more it will begin to shape your reality. Visualization is another powerful tool for changing beliefs. By visualizing yourself already living the life you desire, you send a clear message to your subconscious mind that this is your reality. If you want to manifest financial abundance, for example, visualize yourself already experiencing wealth. See yourself with the money, the freedom, and the lifestyle you desire. Feel the emotions of gratitude and joy as if you already have it. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more the subconscious mind will begin to accept it as truth, and it will begin to build the circumstances necessary to bring it into form. Belief is not just an idea, it is a command to the subconscious mind. When you believe something to be true, your subconscious mind accepts it and starts to build the corresponding experiences in your life. This is why it is so important to consciously choose your beliefs, because they are the foundation upon which your life is built. To change your life, you must change your beliefs. You are the architect of your reality, and the beliefs you hold are the blueprints of your future. From the moment we are born, we begin to receive messages about the world around us. These messages come from our families, our communities, the media, and every interaction we have with the world. But the most significant messages are those we receive in our earliest years, when we are most impressionable. These early experiences shape the foundation of our beliefs, and those beliefs, whether empowering or limiting, become the blueprint for the rest of our lives. The human mind in its early stages is like a sponge, receptive and open to absorbing information without question. A child does not have the critical thinking abilities to assess whether the messages they receive are true or false. They simply accept what they are told as reality. The beliefs formed in childhood become deeply ingrained in the subconscious mind, and it is from this subconscious programming that our thoughts, feelings, and actions emerge throughout life. These early beliefs are not just casual impressions. They are the building blocks of your identity. From the way you see yourself to the way you view the world, the experiences of your early years play a crucial role in shaping your perceptions of reality. If, for example, you grew up in a household where money was scarce and conversations were filled with worry about finances, you may have internalized the belief that money is hard to come by, that wealth is something only a select few achieve, or that you are not deserving of financial abundance. Similarly, if you grew up with a sense of love and security, you may have internalized the belief that you are worthy of love and that healthy supportive relationships are natural and accessible. On the other hand, if you witnessed conflict, abandonment, or neglect in your early relationships, you may have internalized the belief that love is conditional, fleeting, or unavailable. These beliefs may not be consciously acknowledged, but they govern your actions, choices, and experiences in ways that are often invisible. It is essential to understand that the beliefs you formed in childhood were not necessarily based on objective truth. They were shaped by your interpretation of events, the messages you received from caregivers and society, and your emotional responses to those experiences. For instance, if you were frequently told that you were not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy of success, your subconscious mind may have accepted these messages as truth. Even if those words were not intended to hurt, they still created a belief in your mind that you were limited, that you were incapable, or that you were undeserving of greatness. As you grew older, these early beliefs would have continued to influence your life in profound ways. They shaped the way you approach schoolwork, relationships, and even your own sense of self-worth. If you believed you were not capable of succeeding, you may have avoided challenges or sabotaged opportunities, unconsciously reinforcing that belief. If you believed that love was difficult to attain, or that you had to prove your worth to be loved, you may have found yourself in relationships that reflected that belief. But here is the truth: you are not defined by your early beliefs. Just because you were conditioned to think a certain way in childhood does not mean that you are bound to those beliefs for the rest of your life. The power of personal transformation lies in your ability to recognize and change the beliefs that no longer serve you. Beliefs are not permanent, they are programmable. And just as your early experiences shaped your current beliefs, you have the ability to reprogram your mind with new empowering beliefs that align with the life you want to create. To begin this process of reprogramming, you must first become aware of the beliefs you hold. It can be difficult to identify these deep-seated beliefs, as they often operate on a subconscious level. However, one of the most effective ways to uncover your beliefs is by examining your life, particularly the areas where you feel stuck or frustrated. Look at your finances, your relationships, your career, and your health. Where are the recurring patterns of limitation or struggle? These are the areas where your beliefs are still operating. For example, if you struggle with money, ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold about money? Do I believe that I am worthy of financial abundance, or do I think money is hard to come by? If your relationships are challenging, ask, what beliefs do I hold about love? Do I believe that love is easy and available, or do I believe it is difficult and that I must prove myself to be loved? Once you identify these beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. Are they really true? Are they based on objective facts, or are they simply the result of past conditioning? The more you examine your beliefs, the more you will realize that many of them are not truths but old programming that no longer serves you. Beliefs about money, love, success, and happiness are not inherent truths. They are learned responses based on past experiences and messages. The next step in the reprogramming process is to replace the limiting beliefs with new empowering beliefs. This requires a conscious effort to affirm the beliefs you want to embody. If you have the belief that money is scarce, replace it with the belief that abundance is limitless and that wealth is your birthright. If you have the belief that love is hard to find, replace it with the belief that you are worthy of unconditional love and that healthy, loving relationships come easily to you. The key to changing your beliefs is repetition. Just as you were conditioned to believe certain things through years of repetition, you can now condition yourself to believe new, empowering truths. Use affirmations, visualizations, and meditations to reinforce these new beliefs daily. The more consistently you affirm your new beliefs, the more they will become ingrained in your subconscious mind. It is also important to feel the truth of these new beliefs. Beliefs are not just words, they are feelings. When you say an affirmation, like "I am worthy of success," don't just repeat it mechanically, feel it deeply in your body. Feel the truth of it, as if it is already your reality. The emotional charge behind the belief is what makes it powerful. The stronger the emotional connection to the new belief, the faster it will be accepted by your subconscious mind. As you consistently affirm and feel the new beliefs, you will begin to notice changes in your life. Old patterns of limitation will begin to fade, and new opportunities will emerge. You are not bound by your past experiences. You are the creator of your beliefs, and those beliefs will create the life you desire. Your early experiences shaped your beliefs, but they do not define you. You have the power to change your beliefs at any moment, and in doing so, you change your life. The subconscious mind is like the hard drive of your life. It stores all of your beliefs, memories, and experiences, running silently in the background, influencing your thoughts, actions, and decisions. The subconscious mind is incredibly powerful, yet it operates without judgment or question. It accepts everything you feed it, whether that input is empowering or limiting. The problem for many people is that they have unconsciously programmed their subconscious with beliefs that do not support their highest potential. The good news is that you can reprogram your subconscious at any moment, and in doing so, you can transform your life and align it with the success, abundance, and fulfillment you desire. The subconscious mind is not analytical. It does not reason. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it. The beliefs you hold about yourself, your worth, your capabilities, and the world around you are the result of years of programming. These beliefs were formed by the experiences and messages you received early in life, and they continue to operate in the background, shaping your reality. But just as you were conditioned to believe certain things, you can now recondition your mind with new beliefs. Beliefs that support your success, your growth, and your ultimate potential. To reprogram your subconscious mind for success, you must first recognize that your current reality is a direct reflection of your beliefs. If you are not experiencing the success you desire, it is not because success is out of reach, but because your beliefs about success are limiting your ability to achieve it. The first step in reprogramming your subconscious is to identify these limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, what do I believe about success? What do I believe about my ability to achieve my goals? Do I believe I am capable, worthy, and deserving of success? Or do I have deep-seated fears and doubts that are holding me back? Once you have identified your limiting beliefs, the next step is to replace them with empowering beliefs. This requires a shift in perspective. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. Success is available to anyone who believes they are worthy of it. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented or fortunate. They are the ones who believe they can succeed and persist in the face of adversity. By reprogramming your subconscious to believe in your success, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance and opportunity that the universe provides. The next step is to use positive affirmations and visualizations to reinforce your new beliefs. Affirmations are powerful because they speak directly to the subconscious mind, challenging the old limiting beliefs and replacing them with new, empowering thoughts. For example, if you have the belief that success is difficult to attain, replace it with the affirmation, "Success flows to me effortlessly and with ease." Repeat this affirmation daily, feeling the truth of it in your body. The more you repeat it, the more your subconscious mind will accept it as truth. As your beliefs about success begin to shift, your actions will naturally align with those beliefs, and you will begin to take inspired action toward your goals. Visualization is another powerful tool for reprogramming the subconscious mind. When you visualize your success, You create a mental image of your desired outcome, sending a clear message to your subconscious mind. The more vivid and detailed the visualization, the more powerful it becomes. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions of success, as if you have already reached your destination. Imagine the pride, the joy, and the fulfillment that come with achieving your dreams. As you immerse yourself in these positive images, your subconscious mind begins to internalize the belief that success is not only possible but inevitable. In addition to affirmations and visualization, emotional involvement is crucial. The subconscious mind is moved by emotions, and it is the emotional charge behind your thoughts that gives them power. The more you feel the truth of your new beliefs, the faster they will become ingrained in your subconscious mind. When you think about success, feel the excitement and joy that come with it. When you repeat an affirmation, feel the confidence and certainty that you are already on the path to achieving your goals. The emotional intensity you bring to your thoughts will accelerate the reprogramming process and bring your desires into reality more quickly. Another powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a high-frequency emotion that aligns you with the energy of abundance and success. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your mindset from lack to abundance. The more you express gratitude for the successes you have already achieved, the more success you will attract. Gratitude sends a powerful signal to the subconscious mind that you are in alignment with the flow of abundance, and this alignment will bring even more opportunities into your life. Consistency is also key when it comes to reprogramming the subconscious. Just as your old beliefs were formed through consistent repetition over time, your new beliefs must also be consistently reinforced. Make affirmations, visualization, and gratitude a part of your daily routine. The more consistently you engage in these practices, the more quickly your subconscious mind will shift, and the more aligned your thoughts, feelings, and actions will become with your goals. Success is not an event, it is a process, and that process requires continuous effort to reprogram the subconscious mind until it fully supports your vision of success. As you continue to reprogram your subconscious, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your reality. Opportunities will start to present themselves more easily. You will feel more confident and capable. You will begin to attract the people, resources, and circumstances that align with your vision of success. This is not magic. This is the law of the universe in action. When you align your beliefs with the energy of success, the universe responds by bringing those beliefs into form. To reprogram your subconscious mind for success is to take conscious control of the beliefs that shape your reality. You are the architect of your life. The power to change your beliefs, and therefore your life, lies within you. By consistently reinforcing empowering beliefs about success, you unlock your full potential and align with the abundant flow of the universe. The success you desire is not outside of you. It is already within you, waiting to be unlocked through the power of belief. At the core of every successful manifestation is alignment, the harmonious coordination of thought, feeling, and action. Without alignment, your desires cannot fully materialize. Imagine trying to build a house with bricks, but without a solid foundation. No matter how many bricks you stack, the house will never stand. In the same way, if your thoughts, feelings, and actions are not aligned with your desires, they will not hold the power to bring those desires into your life. Alignment is the key to unlocking the full power of the universe. It's about being in vibrational harmony with your desires, matching your thoughts, feelings, and actions to the frequency of what you want to create. The universe responds to vibrations, and when you are in alignment with your vision, your energy radiates that frequency, pulling into your life the experiences, people, and opportunities that match it. Thought is the first step in this process. Your thoughts are the seeds that begin the process of creation. They are the blueprint for your future. Every thought you think carries energy, and that energy is sent out into the universe. If your thoughts are scattered or filled with doubt, confusion, or fear, the universe picks up on that energy and brings you experiences that reflect those vibrations. On the other hand, if your thoughts are clear, focused, and aligned with your desires, the universe picks up on that energy and responds with opportunities, synchronicities, and the people who can help bring those desires into fruition. However, thoughts alone are not enough. Thought must be accompanied by feeling. The feeling you attach to your thoughts is what gives them their power. Feeling is the emotional charge that activates the law of attraction. If you think positive thoughts but feel fear, doubt, or insecurity, your vibration becomes weak and contradictory. The universe, like a mirror, reflects back to you the energy you are giving it. So if your thoughts are filled with hope, but your feelings are filled with fear, the universe will pick up on that fear and bring you experiences that match it. Feeling is the bridge between thought and action. When your thoughts are aligned with your desires and you feel the corresponding emotions, joy, excitement, gratitude, love, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe. Emotion is the fuel that drives manifestation. The stronger the emotion, the more magnetized your desires become. The universe responds not only to what you think, but to what you feel. The energy of your emotions amplifies the signal you are sending out, drawing closer to you the conditions that reflect your inner state. But there is one more piece to the puzzle action. Manifestation is not just about thinking and feeling. It is about moving in the direction of your desires. When your thoughts and feelings are aligned, the next step is to take inspired action. Inspired action is the action that feels effortless, natural, and in flow with your desires. It is not the result of force or struggle, but the result of alignment. When you are aligned, you are guided by intuition, inspiration, and inner knowing. You feel drawn to take certain steps without questioning them, and you trust that those steps will lead you to the right outcome. The key to alignment in action is to listen to your inner guidance. Often we become so focused on the end result that we forget to pay attention to the subtle nudges and impulses that guide us along the way. These nudges may come in the form of an idea, a conversation, or a sudden opportunity. Inspired action requires you to trust that the universe is guiding you and that even small steps will lead to big results. Every action you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the realization of your desires. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in alignment, you become a magnet for your desires. The universe begins to move in your favor, and things start to fall into place effortlessly. Opportunities, people, and circumstances align in perfect harmony with your energy. This is not magic. It is the result of the law of attraction, working in concert with the law of alignment. Many people wonder why they are not seeing their desires manifest, despite thinking positive thoughts and visualizing their goals. The missing piece is often emotional alignment. You may have the right thoughts, but if your emotions are not in alignment with those thoughts, you are sending out mixed signals to the universe. The key is to feel as if your desires are already realized. Feel the emotions of having what you want right now, the joy, the relief, the gratitude. When you embody the feelings of your desires as if they are already here, you elevate your vibration and bring them closer to you. It is also important to remember that alignment requires patience and trust. Sometimes the universe takes time to bring things into alignment, and this is where many people become discouraged. They think they should see immediate results, and when they don't, they start to doubt the process. But the universe works in divine timing. If you are aligned with your desires and trust that the process is unfolding, you will attract what you want in the perfect time and in the perfect way. To create lasting alignment, it is essential to cultivate a mindset of consistency. Every day, practice thoughts that support your desires, feel the emotions that align with those thoughts, and take inspired action toward your goals. This process may take time, but the more consistently you engage in it, the faster you will see your desires come to life. Alignment is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice that becomes a natural way of living. In summary, alignment between thought, feeling, and action is the key to unlocking your desires. When your thoughts are clear, your emotions are positive and in harmony with those thoughts, and your actions are inspired and guided by your inner wisdom, you will attract the experiences, people, and opportunities that will bring your dreams into reality. Alignment is the art of becoming a vibrational match to your desires, and once you master this art, manifestation becomes effortless. Visualization and affirmation are two of the most powerful tools you can use to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires. When done correctly, they have the power to transform your reality, bringing into your life the experiences, opportunities, and people that align with your highest vision. The secret to manifestation lies in the consistency and emotional intensity of your visualizations and affirmations. Together, these practices form the foundation of alignment, allowing you to embody your desires before they materialize in the physical world. Visualization is the process of creating vivid mental images of the life you want to live. It is the art of imagining yourself already living your dreams, experiencing the success, the abundance, the love, or the health you desire. But visualization is more than just a mental exercise. It is about feeling the emotions of your desired reality as if they have already come to pass. The power of visualization lies not just in the image, but in the emotion you attach to that image. Emotion is the energy that fuels manifestation. When you visualize your desired life with deep emotional intensity, you send out a powerful signal to the universe, one that matches the frequency of your desires. To visualize effectively, begin by finding a quiet space where you can relax and focus your attention. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and begin to picture your desired reality. Imagine every detail: what you are doing, where you are, who you are with, and how you feel. Visualize yourself already living the life you want to create. The more specific and vivid you make this mental image, the more powerful it becomes. Don't just see the end result, feel it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the peace, or the excitement of already having your desires fulfilled. The emotional connection to your visualization is what gives it life. The key to effective visualization is to practice it regularly. The more often you visualize your desired life, the more familiar it becomes to your subconscious mind. As you continue to visualize your dreams, your mind begins to accept them as reality. The more real they feel, the more likely they are to manifest in your external world. Visualization is not just about imagining the end result, it's about aligning yourself emotionally with that result. When you feel as though your desires are already part of your reality, you raise your vibration, sending out a signal that attracts those desires to you. While visualization helps you create a mental and emotional alignment with your desires, affirmations are the verbal expressions that reinforce that alignment. Affirmations are statements that you repeat to yourself, often aloud, that affirm the truth of what you want to create. They work by reprogramming your subconscious mind, replacing old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones. Affirmations are the bridge between thought and manifestation. An affirmation works best when it is phrased in the present tense, as though the desired result has already been achieved. For example, instead of saying, "I will be successful," say, "I am successful." Instead of saying, "I hope to attract abundance," say, "I am abundant in every area of my life." The subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. So when you affirm something with conviction, your mind begins to accept it as truth. To create effective affirmations, choose words that resonate with you and reflect your deepest desires. Keep them short, simple, and positive. Make them specific and focus on what you want to create rather than what you want to avoid. For example, if your goal is financial abundance, an affirmation might be, "Money flows to me easily and effortlessly." If your desire is to improve your health, you might affirm, "I am vibrant, healthy, and full of energy." If you want to manifest love, you could say, "I am worthy of love, and I attract loving, supportive relationships." When repeating affirmations, it is important to believe in their truth. The more you believe in what you are affirming, the more power you give to those words. Speak them with emotion, with certainty, and with gratitude, as though they are already a reality. The emotional charge you bring to your affirmations will magnify their impact. Feel the truth of your affirmations deep in your body, and let the emotions of joy, gratitude, or excitement flow through you as you speak them. Consistency is key when using affirmations. The more frequently you affirm your desires, the more deeply they will be ingrained in your subconscious mind. Make affirmations a daily practice, preferably multiple times a day. Affirmations should be repeated with conviction, and it helps to say them in front of a mirror where you can truly connect with your own reflection. Say them when you wake up, when you go to bed, and whenever you feel the need to realign your energy. Visualization and affirmation are not just passive practices, they must be followed by inspired action. Visualization aligns your mind with your desires, and affirmations align your thoughts and emotions. But it is your actions that turn those thoughts and emotions into tangible results. The law of attraction operates not just on thought and feeling, but on action. When you are aligned with your desires through visualization and affirmation, you will naturally be guided to take inspired steps toward manifesting them. Inspired action is different from forced action. It doesn't come from a place of desperation or effort. It comes from a place of alignment where you are guided by intuition, inner knowing, and synchronicity. When you are in alignment with your desires, opportunities will appear effortlessly, and you will feel compelled to take action in the right direction. The key is to trust that when you visualize and affirm, the universe will provide the opportunities, and your job is to act on them. To truly create the life you desire, visualization and affirmation must become part of your daily practice. They are not just exercises to do when you feel like it. They are tools for aligning your energy with your desires every single day. The more you visualize and affirm with passion and conviction, the more your life will begin to reflect those desires. You are the creator of your reality, and visualization and affirmation are the powerful tools you can use to bring your dreams to life. Emotion is the driving force behind every manifestation. It is the energy in motion, the magnetic pull that draws what you desire into your life. While thoughts and actions are essential, it is your emotions that hold the key to aligning yourself with your desires. The law of attraction does not respond only to your conscious thoughts. It responds to the emotional frequency you emit. Your emotions are the signal you send to the universe, and the universe responds by bringing you experiences that match the emotional vibration you are broadcasting. Every desire you have carries with it an emotional frequency. Whether it's financial, abundance, love, success, health, or happiness, each of these desires resonates with a particular vibration. If you wish to manifest wealth, for example, the emotional frequency associated with wealth is abundance, confidence, joy, and security. If you wish to manifest love, the emotional frequency is self-worth, warmth, openness, and trust. The emotions you feel are the energy that aligns you with the frequency of your desires. This is where many people go wrong. They may have the right thoughts, and they may take inspired action, but their emotional state is not aligned with what they are trying to manifest. They may want financial freedom, but constantly feel anxious about money. They may want to attract love, but secretly feel unworthy of it. Emotions of fear, doubt, and worry are a powerful counterforce to manifestation. These negative emotions create a mismatch between the energy you're putting out and the energy you want to receive. To manifest your desires effectively, you must learn to align your emotional state with your intentions. Your emotions must match the feelings you would have if your desires were already manifested. If you want to manifest a life of abundance, you must cultivate the emotions of abundance in the present moment. If you want to manifest love, you must feel love for yourself and others right now. The universe is constantly matching the frequency of your emotions, and it is this alignment that opens the door to manifestation. The first step to emotional alignment is awareness. Pay close attention to your emotions throughout the day. Notice how you feel when you think about your desires. Are you excited, joyful, and confident? Or are you anxious, doubtful, or fearful? If your emotions are not aligned with your desires, this is a sign that you need to make adjustments. You must shift your emotional state in order to bring your thoughts, actions, and energy into harmony with your desires. One of the most powerful ways to shift your emotional state is through gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions, and it instantly elevates your frequency. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention away from lack and focus on abundance. Gratitude is a powerful tool for emotional alignment because it allows you to tap into the emotional energy of abundance, success, and love, regardless of your external circumstances. By practicing gratitude every day, you raise your vibration and align your emotions with the energy of your desires. Another powerful tool for emotional alignment is visualization. As you visualize your desires, imagine the emotions you would feel if your desires were already realized. Picture yourself living the life you want to create and feel the excitement, joy, peace, and fulfillment that come with it. The more vividly you can feel these emotions, the more aligned you become with the frequency of your desires. Visualization is not just about seeing the outcome, it is about feeling the emotional impact of that outcome as if it is happening right now. When you can generate those positive emotions, your body, mind, and energy are all aligned with your desires. Affirmations also play a significant role in emotional alignment. As you affirm the truth of your desires, speak from a place of emotion. When you affirm that you are worthy of success, speak it with passion and conviction. Feel the power of those words as if they are already true. Affirmations are most powerful when they are spoken with emotion, because emotion is what makes them resonate with your subconscious mind. The more emotional energy you put into your affirmations, the more powerfully they will shape your reality. Self-love is another essential component of emotional alignment. If you do not feel worthy of your desires, your emotions will reflect that. The foundation of all manifestation is self-worth. When you believe you are worthy of the success, love, and abundance you desire, you align your energy with those desires. This alignment allows you to attract what you want into your life with ease. If you struggle with feelings of unworthiness, practice self-love daily. Affirm your worth, appreciate yourself, and give yourself the love and care that you deserve. When you feel worthy, your emotional energy aligns with the positive vibrations of your desires. It is important to remember that emotions are a natural part of being human, and it's normal to experience negative emotions from time to time. The key is not to suppress or ignore these emotions, but to acknowledge them and then shift them. If you feel fear or doubt, recognize it, but don't let it control you. Instead of allowing fear to dominate, shift your focus back to feelings of love, abundance, and gratitude. You do not need to be in a constant state of happiness, but you do need to be in a state of alignment. When you consciously shift your emotional state, you begin to transform your energy and bring your desires into alignment with your reality. The emotional power you possess is limitless. Every emotion you feel creates an energetic frequency, and that frequency attracts corresponding experiences. If you want to manifest a new reality, you must align your emotional energy with that reality. Whether it's love, health, wealth, or happiness, your emotions are the most direct route to manifestation. The more you consciously align your emotions with your desires, the more easily the universe will bring those desires into form. In summary, emotional alignment is the key to unlocking your desires. The universe responds to the frequency of your emotions, and when those emotions match, the energy of your desires' manifestation becomes effortless. By practicing gratitude, visualization, affirmations, and self-love, you can align your emotions with your goals, sending out a powerful signal to the universe. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in harmony, you become a magnet for everything you want to create in your life. Now that you know the powerful secrets of alignment, it's time to take action. Remember, the universe responds to your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and actions all work together to manifest your desires. So what's next for you? It's time to step into your power and make your dreams a reality. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on the tools to keep your life aligned and abundant the world is waiting for. Your next step, let's make it happen.